Today's video, I want to share with you guys my little kind of closing ritual slash ceremony that I do for Lincoln. Now I do this ceremony to kind of close the time that, like, when I transition without him, I use it as kind of like a closing ritual. Like, hey, Lincoln, I loved you. I loved spending time with you for this past month. I appreciate you so much. I love you deeply. And now I'm gonna prepare to let go of you, let go of that energy, and move into my ownness. And move into being by myself, moving to being okay with myself. Really, it's a space for me to grieve the loss. It's a space for me to process the energy that's coming through. So I'm gonna walk you through everything that we get up to and I get up to. But I can't be too crazy energetic, even though I feel a lot of energy right now. I just finished a workout in an ice bath, because I also gotta go to bed in like 30 minutes. So we're gonna do this quickly because I really wanna get this in. The first thing that we're gonna need some sage. So the first thing that I do is I sage right there. It's a loose leaf, which is interesting. Like, I haven't used this sage before. So I just picked it up today, which is pretty cool. We got an eagle feather and then a lighter to light it. Oh, that burns quick, yo. And normally when I go about doing this, I usually say the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, I love me. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, I love me. And I literally just move through the house, just clearing the energy. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, I love me. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, I love me. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, I love me. And once that's done, we just let it rest. Oh! Even just from doing that, I probably have ashes everywhere, but the whole point of the Ho'oponopono prayer, it's a beautiful prayer, you can Google it. It's like Hoponao, Ho'oponopono prayer. And if you just Google it, Google will come up with the right definition of it. But it was like, this man was working in a psychiatric ward, and it was his projection of the people that were making them sick. Because he thought that these guys were crazy, that projection and that belief onto that person was indeed making and manifesting that illness in them. So what he chose to do is correct his own thinking using the Ho'oponopono prayer, which then helped his patients recover. It's a beautiful little story that you can look up. It's pretty profound. So next step that we do is we watch a little video of Lincoln and I. The beautiful thing about Apple is that when you click on your photos, you can go into albums, and in albums, you can scroll down to people. When you're in people, I can click on Lincoln. Lincoln's right there. So I'm gonna click on Lincoln, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click play. But what this video does is it auto-populates all of the memories, all of the photos into one long video. The video ends up being 4 minutes long. I can choose it to be sentimental, which is what I want. And usually I just watch this video, and usually sometimes I cry, sometimes I just smile, sometimes I just sit with my feelings. So that's what's next, is just this beautiful reflection of like, hey dude, I love you. You've grown so much. You're such a beautiful man. We've grown together. I love you, and let's watch it. I'm gonna close the door first because it's cold. You guys will see it too. Oh man, I love him. Smile. I miss the soother days, man. That day was What do you grab? You grab your own shoes. Yeah. I was trying to hold it in at some points, and it was just wow. I just love him so much. And it's unbelievable at how sometimes I can forget that when I have him. But when he's gone, it's so much easier to remember, like, how special he is. Like, in the moments when I'm frustrated or I'm irritable or I'm stressed or something's on, like, that I'm carrying, and I snap at him, or I get upset with him, or I'm not as present as I can be. And I forget that. I forget how magical and how beautiful that experience of fatherhood is, and how it is for me. This is why I love this ceremony, this ritual. Because, like, I feel so much lighter after, like, crying and after grieving that. And I feel always so much better. Because I just love him so much. And it's like, here's all the emotions, brother. Here's me grieving you deeply and clearing that space so that I can move on and allow other things to take up that space. So now I'm gonna go into just writing up the classic letter. I've written him a letter every time I've dropped him off for the month. So that's all I do, is just write him a letter, tell him how much I love him, how much I appreciate him, what did we kind of get up to, what did we see, and things that I'm sorry for and things that I want forgiveness for, and just things that I love about him and things that I've learned about him, things in ways in which he's grown. So that's what I'm going to do right now. This letter can be anything. Usually I just let it tap straight from the heart. I try to stop thinking, and I try to just let my heart flow. Because when we're thinking, we're often preparing what we're going to say next, or we want it to look a certain way, we want it to be read a certain way, we want it to be presented a certain way, which actually keeps us sharing from our hearts. And so that's why I choose to just free flow and just let it go. So that's what I'm going to dive into next. We're not going to film this part, we'll fast forward through this part, but you guys will get to see a little bit of it. Just finished the letter. I will read it to you guys just to make it super quick. I also drew, I don't know if you guys can see that. I drew a little picture. It's a place in which we live. That's us looking up at the stars. And then it says, "Be the change, Lincoln. So much love." And I think that says, "From your dad." Smiley face, heart. I can't read backwards or upside down. So, dear Lincoln, I love you. That's it. That's all. The rest of this letter will be my greatest articulation of that feeling, but still words do not do it justice. I'll start this off by saying that this month was my favorite month thus far. I've had so many cool adventures together: fishing at Crystal Lake, biking with Pats, playing at all the playgrounds, hanging out at the skate park, hanging out with James and Cousin Beth and Auntie Beth and Uncle Dave, and last but not least, all the adventures at the gym. We picked you up a new cool bike, which you were stoked about, and you were so excited that we went for a bike ride every single day after that. My favorite memory from all our time together was when I was chasing you outside in our yard. You were naked with your feet in the ground, and I had my feet in the ground, and I remember seeing you burst into a big smile as you were looking back and I was chasing you. It's moments like those that fill my heart with so much peace, joy, and love. A cool and extraordinary thing that I witnessed you learn this go around was watching you gather sticks for the fire. I thought it was so amazing that you could find a stick, pick it up, try to break it over your knee, which was the cutest thing ever. You tried to break it over his knee, but it was probably too big of a stick, so he couldn't break it over his knee. And then he put it in his wheelbarrow, and he would wheel it to the fire pit, and he would drop it off. Not sure why that blew my mind, but that is a very complicated process, and I was pretty proud of you for doing it. This month was also the first month in which I started working full-time. And that was quite a change for you and I. I'm not gonna lie, I felt disheartened knowing that I wasn't gonna be able to spend as much time with you, because that is something I've loved over the past 3 years. It's is how I've nearly gotten to spend every day with you. But sacrifices must be made so that I can provide a better life for you, because that is my goal, to give you the best that I can. So here's to new beginnings, endings, and new us. I love you, dude, to the moon and back. Though by the time you read these letters, space travel may legit be a thing. Thank you for being a light in my world and the greatest teacher I've ever known. I love you, Lincoln Love Ellis. And it's just the picture. So that concludes it. I'll put it into an envelope and I keep those letters. And I'm not sure still when I'm gonna give him these letters. Like maybe he'll never read these letters. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna read these letters when he's 40. Maybe he's gonna read these letters when he's 30. Maybe he's gonna read these letters when I'm dead and he's 100. I have no idea. But they're gonna be some pretty cool letters to look back on. And I think it's a beautiful way to end it. So with that kind of comes to the end of this ceremony and end of the ritual space. What I do now is I just sit with myself and have some tea, and I might do a little 5, 6, 7 minute meditation and just really ground and just breathe and be here. But I'm not going to film that part because I'm needing to go to bed. And the more that I talk on camera, the more that I film, the more energized I get. So I'm looking to just slow things down with a meditation. But that was pretty much the whole ritual, whole ceremony that I do. It provides so much closure, and it helps me get rid of and clear so much space to allow new things to come into my life, new experiences, new feelings, new emotions, new thoughts, and new experiences that I want to experience this time by myself. So that's really all that I do. I'd highly recommend to anyone who does like a drop off to have some sort of ritual, have some sort of thing that marks the closing of that happening. Because so often we just leave it open and we just go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And we just carry all of this energy, we carry all of this stuff through our day-to-day lives. And the more that we can create space, clear space, and be ourselves, the easier it is. The easier it is. Instead of having to like, it's kind of like when I'm looking through like a telescope, if there's dirt on the front, which is all the stuff I could be carrying, which is dirt, it's so hard to see. It's so dirty. I can't even see straight. It's a blur. But when I clean it, then I can begin to see straight. I can begin to see, oh wow, that's the world. Oh wow, that's this moment. Oh wow, that's joy. Oh wow, that's peace. Oh yeah, this is what I want, yo. So much love, guys. I'd love to know if you guys do anything along the same lines, or if you're thinking about doing something, or if there's anything that you would change or add to this process. I'd love to know, and I'd love to hear some feedback, so drop that in the comments down below. As always, remember to subscribe if you like this video, because there's going to be so much more. There's always so much more coming out. As I grow, as I learn, as I explore, as I experience new things, I feel like I'm a new person every single day, so there's going to be lots of new videos coming out. Boop, boop. And remember to like the video, because that helps us just out. It helps us show that you enjoyed this video. So much love, peace, grease, love, and light. Until the next video, see you guys. One thing I forgot to share is how serendipitous that every time, literally every single time I've sat down to do this process, Lincoln always calls me. I find that fascinating, because I think that children, I think that we are more connected than we think we are. Like when you have a thought about someone, is that person also thinking about you? Chances are they are. Chances are maybe they're not. But every single time that I've done this process, I got a call from Lincoln. Because I think that kids especially, they're so pure, they're so connected, they're so in joy, they're so in love, they're so innocent, that they haven't been taught, conditioned, told to shame to be a certain way or be a different way, that they're just them. And I think that they're more connected to everything around them, which is a beautiful thing. I just thought it was pretty profound that I thought I'd share. Is that every time he gives me a call, and I just finished talking to him, I say goodnight. I love him. I love you guys too.